May the 2nd, we are starting at 4:15 today, and we have taken the roll. Call has been made. The roll's done. And we need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda.
I'll second it.
We have a motion made and seconded to approve the agenda, and we need to make a modification to the agenda.
Yes, I would like to add capital outlay project list to be added to capital outlay
We have a
for
motion.
Berrien.
We have a motion to add capital outlay projects list
I'll-
from our maintenance supervisor.
I'll second that.
Second has been made. All in favor say aye on both items.
Aye.
Aye. All approved. So the agenda's been approved. We do not have the previous minutes from the last meeting because it's just not, they weren't ready yet. So we'll do that. We'll have to approve them on our next meeting. Okay? And we have nobody signed up. John didn't sign up, so for any comments from the public. So we have no public comments. So unfinished business. Animal shelter, let me say this, we met with the architect. They're gonna do some reevaluating on some stuff, that we didn't quite, we just wanted it to be looked at again, so that way we can spend taxpayers' money according to how it should be done. Don't wanna waste their money, but we want a good facility too. So that being said, they are working on those new concept drawing. Floor plan's pretty good. They're gonna do some changes in it, just a little slight changes in it, and then after that, we should be in pretty good shape, and we'll be bringing that to our committee meeting.
Was that
soon.
gonna be, was that on the roof on that, Terry? That there was gonna be some changing?
Yes, exactly. Things that you and I discussed and other ones have brought concerns about, and I was glad they did, because I like to have input, everybody's input, and it's hard to do that sometimes when you have an architect sitting right here, and you see things that you don't like or that could be changed, and we're afraid to sit there and tell him. Well, we met with him. They're good. It was a good open meeting. They took our suggestions, and I think they're fine with that, and they'll come back to the board with us. So, as far as the health department status,
I've got something, Terry,
Okay, go
Mr.
ahead.
Speaker. I'd like to add that we look at, I know it's early, but I know why it's fresh on our minds, like the mayor just passing away. I'd like for us to think about and maybe come up with something that we name this animal shelter after our late mayor. Put his name in there, because it's really meant a lot to him.
This is his, yeah, I agree. I have been thinking something in that category. I didn't know how to sit there and address it with everybody, but,
I just
know.
think after someone passes away, as time goes on, you just kind of get away from them. I think if we did it early, while it's still there, it might stick with it versus.
well, we can always address that at any time, I'm pretty sure, down the line. And, it's not that big of a cost deal there. so
I mean, just we
Just something we can do.
just
yeah.
have his name on it some way.
And I think that we can go through the full committee body with that, and bring that up, if if that's what we want to do.
I'm on HWR.
That
We
be
might need a time to address it there, and then maybe send it over here, send it straight outside, whatever.
Yep.
All right.
Good point. On the health department status, we're meeting with them on the 17th. It's been put on the website, so I know we're gonna meet with the developers and stuff on that on the 17th. And that's pretty well all that's changed on the health department at this time. And other unfinished business I want to talk with you about would be the administrative plaza roofing, the restoring the roof and the gutter system. And I believe we need to let Rick explain that. It's on our capital projects list. And that's probably the only thing that's old business on there, is that correct?
I believe so,
Okay,
correct.
and I want to go ahead and get that done in the old
Alright.
business part, and as one item. When we go down through this list, I'm gonna ask, when we do these, we need to do each one of them as a separate motion. I don't want to do it as a whole page, okay? in case somebody has an issue with them, we can talk it out.
Mhm.
Rick, you're on.
All right. So we have discussed this roof last year. We had a few members missing, so we kind of tabled it until we could get everybody here. In the package that I gave you, it's basically just a quick section by section that has pictures available with it. I think we've discussed multiple times about the deficiencies of the roof that we have now, and basically the importance of what we're trying to do is we're trying to restore the roof now, so we don't have to completely tear out the whole entire system and redo it. It would cost twice as much. So think about it as the shingles on your house. If you replace them when they go bad, you just replace the shingles. But if you let it sit there and get worse and worse and worse, now you're tearing the shingles out and you're tearing all the decking out and maybe even the truss system. So what I'm trying to do is while we can still get a good system put on there with a good 12 to 15 year warranty, and it can actually, after the 12 years, can actually be redone again, restored again, as long as we keep it up. So with this, we'll be able to restore the roof, get a 12-year warranty, and it'd be a minimal cost compared to what it'd be as if we just keep letting it go, and have to tear out the whole system. So that's what we're looking at. And then, we did the scan last year, and this kind of shows some of the areas that are actually so bad that they have to cut out, which is very minimal. Just a couple little red areas that you see there on that page, that where it's gotten past the decking into the insulation. So that's just a couple of small areas that they will have to tear out and replace that. And so we had talked about originally phasing this in, phase 1, phase 2, and maybe even a phase 3. Last year, the money was already appropriated for phase 1. But if we do it all in one shot, we'll actually save about $30,000 just due to setup fees. We don't have to worry about the cost of materials going up for phase 2 or phase 3. So we actually already have about a little over half the money appropriated in budget for this past year to pay for the entire project. So basically we would be looking at the difference of what we already have appropriated to finish the project, basically to do phase 2 and phase 3. As of right now, we'll be looking at doing it through the state contract through Omnia. We have gotten a little bit of feedback from the auditor saying that we may not be able to use them, but we're working on getting that cleared up. And then the other part of it will be the gutter system. The gutter system is some of it just needs minor repair, sealed back up, screwed in. A few areas have to be completely replaced. So that's the additional cost separate from the roofing cost that's on there that you see.
Okay, I have a question.
Mhm.
So on 4, you're showing a red area.
Yes.
When was this scan done? Was it
This
done at
was-
the same time as this one? Because I'm only seeing red on 6 over here.
No, so the one that you're seeing on 6, that was when they went up there and actually observed the roof. They had standing the whole thing was completely sitting in water. So they kind of marked that red because they knew it was an issue. The other scan was actually done just this past year. And the red on that one actually shows them they're actually going to tear all that off and replace it because it needs to have a slope built into it. It's a little too flat, so the whole area just holds water.
Is that tapered roof insulation?
So
tapered insulation is what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So on the scan, it actually just shows where they actually found wet insulation on the roof, and it would need to be tore out. The other one, they already knew they were going to have to tear it out due to the way, and they're going to put a slope on it. And so you get when they scan these roofs, if you have a certain percentage of the roof too wet underneath, you can't have it restored. So that's what we're trying to beat. We're trying to beat that timeline. We're trying to beat the roof getting to a point to where we
Total.
can't restore it.
Okay. I know the roof's in sad shape. So, anybody have any more questions? Guess we need a motion to approve this and send it on to capital projects, is that correct? Capital outlay projects?
I make a motion to send this to capital outlay projects.
Got a motion made. Tina? I'm gonna second your motion. Anybody else, any question, discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion approved. Do you need to talk about the LED sign out front?
I'll do that when you do the new stuff.
Okay.
All the other stuff is
I
new
think
stuff.
that's all we have on unfinished business right now. So let's go ahead and get on to new business. Rick, you're still up,
Okay.
so
So first thing, since
business.
we haven't met in a couple months, first thing I'm gonna do is just go over some of the projects that we've already completed, that we've been talking about over the past few months that been done, and then I'll get on to the capital projects list, the new list. The senior citizens outside lots, after we redid the roof, we talked about we had to rip out all the old wiring and all the old lights. We installed all new wiring and all new lights and got that going.
So the lights over there up and they're good outside.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes. The CCAP hallways, we had all the hallways in this building painted in the bathrooms. All the hallways are freshly painted and the bathrooms are painted. We had approved that, I believe, about 2 months ago, and we got that done. The new sign out front, we got that finished, installed. We had the electric company made us install a new pole and change our connection. So that's why you kind of see the new pole, the new connection. But it is an illuminated sign, so at night the actual letters light up, and we have our seal on there, and it lights up. It's really nice if you haven't got a chance to see it at night. So we got that done. The veterans building, they asked us to kind of assist them in removing some trees. They had a couple really big trees that were close to their building, so we kind of helped them out there and remove those. We got that done. We had an incident down by the Register of Deeds office where a lady tripped and fell over one of the curbs. So the mayor's office asked us to install like some railings, so we put some railings up to try to help alleviate a tripping hazard, basically. And we painted a couple of the other curbs. We painted bright yellow to try to help with that, make them a little more visible. The clerk master's office, Ms. Prophet's office, we removed a bunch of old cabinets. They're trying to make one of their rooms kind of like a courtroom for some small stuff that they need. So we removed a bunch of cabinets and stuff, and we painted her whole office, and ripped out some of her old countertops and customized one of her little areas to where they can have a little better workspace, and install some new countertops in there. So we're in the process of, we got all that done, and we're in the process of, she has they have a vision to try to take one of their rooms that weren't being used and turn it into like a courtroom to try to help with some of the overflow that, for the other courtrooms. So, and then the health department parking lot in Tullahoma, it has been finished. I don't know if you guys have been by there to look at it, but it has been finished. We're having a little issue with TDOT trying to take it over. They want to park their equipment there, but I think Mayor Hunt's working on trying to get that taken care of. But so that's some of the projects that we've been working on the last couple of months since the last time we met. So, or last time I've been able to talk to you guys. So, you guys have any questions about any of those?
I know I've talked with the mayor about the TDOT trying to move their equipment in there, so we're gonna tell them, they got that whole parking lot right across the road, and where they tore the gas station down. Have at it,
Good place to
but
park.
not ours.
Yeah.
So-
They'll destroy the parking lot.
Yeah, they'll destroy our parking lot.
And plus, we don't have. I mean,
We don't have the room.
We don't have the room. We're already, pretty
Yeah.
tight as it is. And then once they start
Yep.
tearing into the rest of our parking lot, we will have
It'll
no
even be
room.
worse.
That's why we built it. So
Not
Rick, how about the old courthouse lighting? Have we been doing any more
I have
investigating
not.
that?
I have not, but I'll work on it. But I haven't been able to come up with a good product or solution for what you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Did you and I discuss the old courthouse roof, or was that
Yep.
in Tim?
Yeah, we brought that up. I think one of the judges brought it up. There was a leak in there. There was, I guess, in the courtroom up there. They didn't know if it was coming from the air conditioning unit or a leak up there.
okay.
We just need you to
right.
put that on.
I
your-
talked to him. I had got a couple calls about the Justice Center, so I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
When I
if
talked
that
to
was
you on the
same.
phone the other day, I meant to tell you that there was
Yeah.
so much stuff going on.
I think you brought it up, but
I
and
did.
like I said, I the day before I had got a call about the Justice Center, so I wasn't sure if it was the same. I mean, I have anytime it rains, we get a lot of calls about leaks and stuff, so I wasn't sure if it was the same
Yeah.
courthouse or the Justice
Yeah,
Center. So
old courthouse
The old-
upstairs.
okay,
Yeah.
we'll look in, and you think it's the courtroom.
Yeah.
So all right, we'll look. We'll
And
look
you know
into
the
that.
attic space very well, so
Yeah, I was actually up there today changing the cupola light to purple for somebody.
so we need you to take a look at that too
Yeah,
for
we
us.
will.
All
All right,
right.
we'll take care of that. All right. Any other questions about projects that have been completed?
No.
All right. All right. So we'll move on to this is a list of projects that department heads or myself has I've been asked to bring here. We'll just go over them building by building, and I would just I asked just building by building if you guys want a yay or nay motion to pass or not pass it, and we'll just go through that. The first one is the Manchester Library, and they've come up here a couple times and maybe talked about some ideas about painting the outside of their building, but now it's to the point to where we kind of have to take over, and it's getting to a point to where we can't let it go anymore because it's just getting worse and worse and worse. They had talked about maybe doing some murals or something on the outside, and I talked to Polly about that, and she said it's kind of fallen to the wayside. They haven't been able to get anywhere with that. So this is just the actual painting of the same color that's there now and replacing it. Has like a wood paneling up at the very top. It's like a maroon. I'm sure you guys have seen it at the time. There's some of those that's got to be replaced, patched up, replaced, and fixed, and then repainted. And then the block wall, it needs to be sealed and repainted with a block sealer and basically the same color that's there now. It wouldn't be anything like a drastic color change or anything like that. It'll look pretty much the same. She has 3 or 4 trees that they would like to have removed. On the one side on the left side, if you're looking at the front of the library, it's got a couple trees, and I think they're wanting to do more of like a kids play zone in that area, something to enhance the library for the kids. And it's just got some trees in the way that they'd like to have removed. And there's like one in the back that it's basically just a maintenance disaster. It like just drops tons of leaves and stuff in the gutter system, and we can't keep up with like
Y'all
having
do
to,
that yourself, or y'all sub that out?
the trees we'll probably sub out. Yeah.
I would, just because of insurance. Don't
Uh,
drop it on the building.
The other one is the updated glass doors. So we did their very outside exterior glass doors, and we updated those, and they're asking for the inside ones to be updated. It's basically the old style of aluminum glass doors are really heavy, and so they tried to do a handicap button and all that stuff, and it just didn't work. They didn't like the operation of it. So now they're just asking basically to get a new set of doors, that it's updated set of doors. They're really light. They're much lighter, and they're easier for older people to open and close. And so they're asking for that. They're also asking for additional outside lighting in their parking lot. We have some wall packs on the wall. They say that it's just not bright enough on the outside of the parking lot. And we have one old like street light that's up there that's probably run by the electric company, and so they're just looking to try to add some additional lighting in any way as possible. We haven't if this gets approved, I'll probably try to talk to to the electric company and see about maybe getting a newer, like a LED, because the one that's there is kind of an older one, maybe a
Maybe a
newer
whole lot
LED.
brighter.
And we actually have another pole on the other side of the library that I'm hoping that we can, maybe I can work something out with them and we can get a couple new bright LED lights on there. I think will actually really help light up the parking lot. I think it'll make them.
Is your wall packs LED?
They
are
are,
already-
yeah. But it's the library. There's none. There's no wall packs on the actual front by the door. All the wall packs they have like a little L nook where their air conditioning units are, and they're kind of facing just weird directions. Just doesn't put. And they probably thought originally that the outside street light that's up on the pole. I'm sure they probably thought at one time that would be bright enough. It's probably just dated and not bright enough, and it shines straight down. So I just think if I talk to them, we could maybe get something a little bit more updated, and maybe even add one or
I was
two.
gonna say, you can talk to them about not only updating the one, see if they can't put two and do that to them.
Mhm.
And it might cover the whole thing.
Yeah, and like I said, there's actually another pole too next,
Yeah.
kind of closer to the entrance. If we could get one right there, facing
Yeah, I
down,
know
that's
you're
a
talking
good one. I think we could brighten it up pretty good, and not spend a ton of money. So that's one of the things that they're asking for, and that would cover the Manchester Library. So if you guys want to just any discussion on those, you guys have any questions about what they're looking for?
On the painting the exterior, on that, I ask you, are they cleaning off? They're gonna,
Yeah, so there'll be pressure washing,
Okay.
and there's it has a
is it scaling right now?
it has like a weird sand mixture paint on there, and a lot of it's chipping off, and so it'll have to be scraped off. Anything that's peeling off, scraped off. Any of the wood that's not that's rotted out, and there's a few panels that probably have to be completely replaced. And with it being as old as it is, we probably won't be able to find the exact match, but I think we can find something close. And once
Is
it's
those
painted,
panels T111? Or something
no,
like
they're
that?
like it's a weird like a 16-inch
Oh, okay, yeah, now I know
tongue
what
and
it-
groove,
yeah, I
something like
remember now.
that. So
Okay.
probably not something that we'll be able to match up perfectly, but we'll be able to find something close. And we'll try to patch what we can to not get into too extensive.
Yeah, because if you can patch and then you paint it, it's gonna look blend
Yeah.
in a whole lot better.
Yep.
Do we have an estimated cost of this project?
It's
It's
on,
on there.
It's on that paper.
That's on the top.
You're right there beside it. That's each one of those has the estimated cost per each item that's listed. The painting one, and then the tree removal, updated glass doors, and then the additional outdoor lighting.
I'll make a motion, we approve this for the Manchester Library.
Motion's been made by Jimmy.
I'll
Commissioner
second.
Jimmy. and Seconded by Commissioner Tim. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion approved. Gonna go to the next one?
Okay. The next one is the maintenance shop, which is actually my shop. It's an old metal building with a metal roof, and it has 6 fiberglass panels installed in the roof. I'm not exactly sure how old the roof is. I'm thinking it's like around 40 years old, and has a lot of rust in it. And it's kind of the same thing we talked about the CCAP roof. Like, we can still restore it without having to tear it out. So we're looking at obviously getting it cleaned off, recoated, and the panels replaced, and with a 12-year warranty. We have about 7 or 8 active leaks, and then a couple of the panels have holes in them just to where the fiberglass has started to give way in the panels.
How many square feet is that?
I have
Yep, I do.
not. I could probably tell you because I have it here, but
I can't remember.
and I do have like photos and stuff in this right up here. If anybody wants to look at it, I can show you. Let's see. take that back. I guess they don't list this. They didn't list the square foot on here.
I kinda know what it is, but I'm not really I wasn't for sure, but the price on it is pretty reasonable, what I see on there, so.
And this is just the cost that you see on there is kind of like an estimated cost because this will have to be, you know, competitively bid out. I just I kind of put it a little bit higher. Just I mean, a lot of this is, you know, just for budget purposes, or that's not a, you know, that's we're hoping to beat that cost. And I believe
I know that, I
gonna
know
be
that,
close, but
I know that garage door that we had at the annex building that they put in, that was estimated at, I think, one time $60,000, and somebody come in half price of that on like a third and final bid. I thought that was, you know, they cut that in half.
yeah. Sometimes, you know, we just kind of put it in there budgetary wise, and
Right.
you know, because we don't want to undersell it, but
Which is good.
Don't shock anybody. Nobody's stunned, but
I don't care.
anybody have any questions about?
Anybody got any questions on
that
the maintenance
project?
shop building? We'll need a motion if we wanna send it on to capital project.
I'll make a motion to send it through.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion approved. Coffee County Sheriff's Garage.
Okay, basically the exact same situation. The buildings are almost mirror images of each other. The sheriff's garage is obviously a little bit. It's about 1.5 size of mine, but it's got the same exact roof on it. It's got, I believe it has actually 12 skylights in it. Same thing. The roof is about 40 years old. It doesn't have as much rust as the maintenance garage, but it definitely has. And it has one area that's already been probably, I guess you would say, coated by somebody. But it's showing, you know, signs of, they have a few leaks, and it's showing signs of, you know, some deterioration. And we're just trying to, same thing, we're just trying to restore it now while we still can. We don't want to have to tear it all out and replace it. So that's the roof part. It's the same thing. We would be cleaning it, you know, putting a recoat on it, 12-year warranty, new skylights, obviously, and so that would be the roof part of it. The other part they're asking for is they're wanting to repaint the exterior of their building. Same thing. It's, you know, it's probably the original color, probably never been painted. It's just got
a lot of rust showing on it.
a lot of fading, rust, and you know, it's another thing where we're trying to restore, you know, these buildings because they're worth a lot of money, you know, the way they are. I guess, you know, you guys know how much these buildings are worth, and we're just trying to keep them to where, you know, we don't lose any value in them.
So
Basically.
it don't cost us down the road even more.
Exactly. We don't want to have to replace, you know, tear out, you know, whole panels and replace whole panels. We're trying to catch it before it gets that bad. So you can see the two costs of those out beside there, the estimated cost.
I make a motion that we approve this
I'm gonna second it.
sheriff's garage.
Any more discussion on it? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next one is the Tullahoma Library. You see a theme here with these roofs, but another old metal roof. The issue that we're having with this roof is it's picture 3 sections. In the middle of 2 of the sections, they decided to run the main gutter for the roof. So it's about a 12 to 16 inch channel that just runs straight through the building on the roof. Well, they've coated it a time or two, trying to, you know, stop water from getting in because it's like a small drip, small leak. Well, now we're to the point where it's really bad, and it needs to basically everything needs to be completely removed as far as all the old coatings go, and start it over with a much better coating.
Can we remove that coating on there?
They can,
Okay.
yeah, and go back with with a better coating, something that is is going to last, and we can, as long as it's maintained, we can keep it from deteriorating. And like right now, it's just coating on top of coating on top of coating that's been put on it to try to stop the leaks, and it's a bad design. I mean,
It's an architect drew a nightmare.
yeah,
Did-
it's
Are you familiar with this?
Huh, yeah, a lot.
Okay.
yeah. I wish I
Unfortunately,
had taken some pictures. I don't have any
I
pictures.
complained
but it's-
about it when back when the company I was working with back then did it. We complained to the architect, you don't want to do this. Well, they're the ones that got the rubber stamp, so that's what happened. And it's happened not once, but it's happened twice. So you have a building this one is going this way like that, in the middle is like this. So you got the next building behind is like that, and then one out front is like that. So all of them are draining toward the middle building,
All right.
right?
Correct.
And they're trying to hit a 12-inch gutter that's 12 by 16 and taking all that water and dump it out one downspout on one end of it or the other end.
And another problem is like, if you like picture a house gutter, it's designed to get rid of most of the water, but it's not designed to get rid of all. It's still flat. The gutter's flat. It has a little bit of a tilt to it. You're always going to have like a little bit of water sitting there, especially in the real wet seasons. So the coating has to be designed to hold a little bit of water. And I think right now the problem is the coating has broke down and the water's actually getting underneath all the coatings and getting inside the building because the coating is just deteriorated to because it just sits in water. But it's a bad design that we've fought ever since I've been here. I mean, we've always had, but it's always been a Band-Aid, Band-Aid this, Band-Aid that. And honestly, this is probably a Band-Aid also, but we're hoping for a better Band-Aid than what we've had in the past.
I'd hope to see a roof put on it.
I mean, the real solution, like he says, is the roof probably needs to be completely redesigned, but, that's on a building that old, it's probably not, going to be something that we're going to be able to do. So this is kind of something to get us for hopefully the next 10 years.
Okay, anything else on that one?
Any other questions?
I'm gonna make a motion that we approve this one and send it on to capital projects.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded by Tina. Any more discussion on it? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion approved.
This next project is for the clerk and master's office. Kind of like I mentioned before in the other project, we've been trying to redesign their space. We had to take out some walls and some cabinets and stuff, and she's basically looking for new flooring throughout her space. And this would cover the cost of getting new flooring. They had the original carpet from when we redid it. I think about 20. I've been here 24 years, and I believe it had just got done, the remodel of that first floor. And you might remember that back when Sane remodeled the first and second floor of the Justice Center about 25 years ago. It has the original carpet in there.
Wow.
So
Been there a while.
yeah.
I'll make a motion to send this to capital projects.
Motion made by
I'll
Tina.
second it.
Seconded by Tim. Any more discussion on it? All in favor say aye. Aye. We went right down your list, didn't we?
Yeah, the last one is of course we already talked about the roof gutter here, but the other one is a new LED sign. The mayor's office kind of brought this up last year when we were talking about redoing the front sign. Their ultimate goal was to redo the front sign, but then also add in an LED sign to where we could post, the election, early voting,
Everything.
meetings, everything. We could just scroll through all that stuff to kind of alert the public of what we have going on here, of anything. So their goal is to and with that in mind, when we put in the new electric and we put in the new sign, we had it basically built ready to install one of these LED signs, like kind of like you see in a lot of other businesses. So we're just asking for the money to
Is that gonna go under the bottom part?
correct.
Is that 8 feet or is that bigger?
Yeah. Well, there's more room than 8 feet.
I mean,
think.
width-wise, long-wise.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I forgot what
But
that is.
there was some. We have, and whenever we decide to do this, Capital Outlay will be the ones that ultimately decide the size and specs of what goes on there. But we have different options as far as what size and design we want to do. I'll just quickly, one of the designs is that even though we have a really big area, you can get a smaller one and then just add a dark black to each side to fill in the hole, but you don't have to actually pay for that big of a LED sign because they can be costly. So that's one of the ideas that was brought to me by one of the sign companies that I've spoke to about this, that even though you have a big 8-foot, 9-foot wide space, you can buy a 6-foot LED sign and just put 2 foot of black around it, basically as like a trim. And so if you're looking at it from the road, it looks like a big TV, so that's one of the options that we
So
have.
you've gotten some numbers from people?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then I'm not exactly sure as far as the 2 signs that are there now, if that will be, it could fall on this committee. I'm not sure as far as what to do with those signs. I know one is from Ben Lomond that they rent from us, and I'm not sure what their lease agreement is. I heard they might be looking to move, and so we would move that one. And then the recycling center, whether or not they want to keep that one and put our sign below it, or remove that one and add the recycling center hours and stuff to the LED board, that would be something that we would have to discuss with the mayor's office and this board. But
That's what this item is, the LED sign to the bottom right?
mm-hmm. Yep. It's basically a 2-sided sign, to put all of our meetings
Is
and
this
stuff.
is this figuring around a 4x8? Is that on both sides?
I believe so. I don't know that I know.
It's kind of what
Yeah,
I know,
I believe.
or I think
Now that-
when we
yeah.
had ours done at our church,
Yeah.
what they call
And
it.
this thing have like a motherboard up here in the office, right?
Yeah.
You can do it with your cell phone now.
Yeah. I'm not exact.
It's all through the cloud now.
Yeah. Each company has their own
Yeah.
way of doing it, but yeah, like what he's saying is like you can hook it into your Wi-Fi and you can do it remotely from.
Home. Can literally just sit there at home and put a message out there.
Oh. It's a lot of control.
I'm out of control. Okay, more discussion on that? We have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Motion made by Tim, second by Jimmy. Any more discussion on it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Is that the end of your reports?
That's all I have. Yes, sir.
Well, you wore us out tonight, didn't you? You're gonna not take vacation no more.
Yeah. Right.
Where we at versus last year, like on capital project, money-wise, are we about on pace where we were last year, or are we?
We still have a few projects that we're trying to finish. I think we have the stairs at the Justice Center. We have like metal plates at the toe of them for non-slip, and we have some of them that are kind of breaking loose and are loose, and we put that in capital projects last year to get done. Other than that, I think we took out the CCAP roof obviously and moved it to this year, but other than that, I think we've got all the capital projects that we had in for last year. I'm pretty sure we have them all completed.
Good. Anything else?
Thank you, Tina.
You good? That being all the business, our next meeting date is on, Jimmy,
I got you this time.
Okay.
It's gonna be on the 4th,
first Thursday. Which will
Thursday.
be
6th.
the 6th.
June 6th.
June 6th.
Yeah, that's what got me tonight, was we just had that off meeting. This just threw me. for
Well,
some
it
reason.
did, I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, we do have a meeting really quick here, so let's get ready. So,
4.
we're ready, yeah, 4 o'clock. Everybody good with 4? Okay. I really, let me make a quick comment before we adjourn, and I would like to apologize to the public for not getting on air on time, but we were able to get this meeting done, and I'm glad everybody got to be here. Appreciate everybody coming.
Thank you.
I have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion